Yeah, so what's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet. I'm Drones here, and today we have the usual culprits. On the first hand of the other screen, we have Shago, the guy that's always in the metro. We have Prince, attention boy. Then we have Musa. Yeah, he's an attempt problem solver. So with that being said,
Wait, you come.
never mind. With that being said, people of God, people of the internet, welcome you to another awesome episode. And on today's episode, we have some topics. So, as a moderator, let's start with the most important one. So let's go around.
Wait first before you go there. How far you go out if wait you a bit today?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start from.
How you go?
So let me explain. I've already given Prince part of the gist. I shall go.
I'm not Prince, so can you give me?
So so this is what happened. No, I was talking to Prince this morning. I've not slept till like 1. I was awake. Yeah. So I was uh, I was talking to Prince this morning, and then I had to, after talking to Prince, I had to go to clinic now to treat my leg now because my bicycle injury, that kind of thing. So I enter bike bus anything. I went there. I treat my leg finish, and I was going out. And from the health center outside is girls hostel. Around that side is also girls hostel. I'm just like there's a lot of women, and all of them are going to write the exam. And there's a corner you can follow for boys hostel. So boys are also there. Some boys are also there. So and I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening here? Like, I should talk to these people. You get like, I want to talk to 50 people every day and try and get their email and for them to sign up to what's podcasting, right? Or at least for them to recognize. Like, if I talk to 50 people, I get 10 or 15 emails a day. That'll be fine. But at least I've spoken to 50 people. So that's what I did. I was scared, guy. I was scared as hell. Like, I didn't think I'll be able to do it. To be honest, I stopped.
Yeah, Shago, remember that last conversation where I talked to you like I got no get here, but you still remember.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mama just they cast himself.
See, guy, I don't go
Carry
lie.
on.
Yeah, I just stand like this and
I
I was like,
know. Please come out of it.
guy, no, 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 no. There was no peace. So I I just stay and I was like, what am I scared of? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Shegu, like Shegu, I heard Shegu's voice in my head saying, what's the worst that could happen? You've done this before.
What?
Why are you scared? You get. So I was like,
Shago, you don't talk Holy Spirit too. I don't know.
Oh boy.
and I thought to myself, I'm like, to be honest, I talked to one person and they said no, and I'm like, we'll go. I'm like, what's the worst? So I stopped one fine girl and I was like, hey, what's up? My name is David. Nice to meet you. And I borrow 30 seconds of your time. And she was like, yeah. Like I say, but they don't know what you want, but they also know what you want. Like maybe you want to choose them and that kind of shit. And I was like, let's move out of the sun a bit. And she was like, okay. And then we moved out of the sun. I was like, oh my god, you look really nice. You look pretty. Let me remove my eyeglass. Oh, and I removed my eyeglass and I was like, you look like two sunshine. Like,
Beg,
I remove
no
my
go
eyeglass
add
and I'm like,
oh, no, please. No
no,
add
like
for your story. Did you
guy,
really say that?
I know the lie. Okay,
No, Allah, no. Believe
no
you,
the
sir.
lie.
I'm
He told me earlier on a call, so the story they tell.
Ehen
not.
na.
Prince, you
Oh,
don't know say this not the man where they make girls smile. Forget say they feel them.
Get, get the gist, get
God.
the gist. Ah,
Jones.
exactly.
Now the kind guys where they go fit get like 20 very good friends, but you know if you marry.
They mad. They thunder fire you.
Yes. They talk say you go turn best
Yeah.
man. You know, wedding. Child.
Nah, they thunder fire all over.
Anyways,
Guy,
I reject it for you, in Jesus' name.
amen. Guy, so that's basically what happened. So I just spoke to them and just say hi, and I'm like, okay, so there's this thing I do where I found out I did two things, right? Hi, my name is David, and I'm a writer. I want to produce YouTube podcast, newsletter, blah blah blah. And they were like frequency, friction. There's a little friction there, and I was like, okay. So down the line, and I said, and stop using. I'm a writer. I started using My name is David. I'm a software engineer, and I have this company where we recommend podcasts to you. And
Wait,
guy, that works.
wait.
Pause.
But
Wait, what you say you be?
but
Chego,
You make it.
wait.
Continue.
No, now I want to hear it again. What did you say you were?
my name is David. I'm a software engineer.
Chego, see the kind of competencies you're putting along your career.
God, this my guy. Carry
See,
on. I will
yeah,
say what I have to.
that's what happened. So I was like, hey, so my name is David. I'm a software engineer, and I want to tell you about this company I have. It's called What's Podcasting, and I introduce like I recommend podcasts for people to listen to sometimes, and I help manage podcasts as well. And they're like, okay. I'm like, so this is basically it. I'll send you 3 podcasts for you to listen to. Do you listen to podcasts? And they're like, yeah, I do. When last did you listen to a podcast? I can't remember, but I think this week. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's cool. And some of them will be like, oh yeah, this morning. I listened to, and I was like, okay, which one do you listen to? And they'll tell me, and if I know the name, I'm like, that's cool. I've not listened to it before sometimes. I just know the name, I have the context of what they talk about. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I really like that, that news, that podcast, and it's really nice. And they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I collect their email. I was like, okay, see this thing, you just put your email here. I'll send you a mail before the end of today. And put it in. It's free now, and it's going to free down the line. And I'm like, okay, that's all. And then I talked to some people, and they're like, what do you want? I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry, just chill. My name is David. I just want to tell you about podcasts, and do you listen to podcasts? And I'm like, yeah. And then I start talking to them about, okay, I just want to recommend podcasts. I'm like, what do you need from me? I'm like, I just need your email address here, and I'll sign you up. And it's just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like three people to just put their email. I can't stop like down. Like the first one was a bit. I was nervous. That when I finished talking to that one person, I paused and I went to go and stand by the side, just to calm down. I spoke to 2 more people, and I went to calm down. Then I spoke to 6 more people, and I was like, I'm a fucking roll, bro. Like I'm on the roll. And yeah, like for some reasons, I still had anxiety, but like I didn't really care anymore, you know. And I spoke to
They
20
keep
people,
it rolling. They hate
and then
it.
30, and then before you know, I was already like 30 something, 20 something. Guy, it was crazy. And then I saw like really cool. And then I saw people that were interested, like people that I would talk to them, and they were so much interested in talking to me too for some reason. Like maybe at this point, I've already spoken to like 30 people already. I think maybe it got easier for me to be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? My name is David. Oh my god, you look really good. Yeah, can we leave out? Can I move out of the sun a bit? And then we were like, let me remove my glasses. Oh my god, you look nice. Feels like I've seen 2 sunshines this morning. And they just
You guys don't
smile,
use
bro.
that line for
Pimp
how many babes?
goes. Pimp
Yeah,
goes.
yeah. See, that
I
line works.
swear,
I
Ego,
used
Ego, Ego, don't find anything go use dream today. Like
see,
this thing.
Goes.
guy, that line works like magic, guy. Feels like I've seen 2 sunshines this morning. The way they smile, I'm like, I will use this as much as possible. I will
Shall I go they
speak
take notes?
Let's go to Milk.
right.
Pick up lines.
I
Pick
don't
up lines. You look like
I
two
don't write
sunshines
down for
today.
like 4 pages now. Make I not forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So basically, we need the reads to get customers. Okay, got it.
We also
so
need
that's
to say
basically
we're
Sunshine.
it. So I think I got like
software engineers. Remember, Empress. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
software
true. I'm
engineer.
also a software engineer, and I've
Exactly.
seen
Even though you're not,
computers.
just say it. Doesn't
And
matter.
you don't have
exactly.
iPod. Sorry, can I take on
See,
my?
yeah,
Can I
a
take off?
software engineer
Wait,
carry a
calm down.
school bag that looks
Just
like
before you
a
are
laptop
there,
inside.
you can have a moment of your time. Then let's go under the sun. Then you remove your glasses. And I have to wear glasses. Then I say, oh,
No, no.
sorry,
You can take
I'm
out
a
from the
software.
sun.
What do we do next after take out of the sun?
No, he said, oh, let me move you
Your
out of the sun
class.
a bit. You look too good to be under the sun for too long.
Hey,
Hey,
all right, now.
hey, God, oh, God,
Soft,
oh.
soft. I use
Prince
that
not the write the
If
book.
if you be babe, let us know if this could hypothetically work on you. If not, we'll go and
it would
investigate
work.
what kind of
The right
species is in OAU.
they're fine girls. Jesus. Hey, hey. See,
Your spec
talking to
might
girls is
differ.
easy. See, talking to girls in groups are easy. It's easy.
Egorp, are you sure? You say you remove your glasses.
Yes, now I do like OTD. Ah, oh my god. Oh, you bastard. Oh my god. So that's basically how my morning went. That was like the most interesting thing that happened this morning. I met some people who didn't want to talk to me at all. Like I would stop them and I was like, hey, what's up? And they'd be like, yeah. And then when I would say, okay, I just need 30 seconds of your time, they just walk you. Like they didn't like they just walk away straight up.
How,
I'm like,
so wait, is it all babes that you did, or is it also the
Yeah,
guys?
yeah. Crazy.
it was mostly babes. That was because where the clinic was close to girls' hostel. So like the people there were like mostly babes. So I just stood there and I just spoke to them.
So today you faced
But
your
I'll go
fear.
to like I faced they say do the hardest
Productive,
thing.
productive experimentalist. Let's go.
Exactly. Now, that's a lot more better than
How many sign-ups did
experimental.
you get?
I think over 50 email
Bro, that's
addresses. I
crazy.
spoke to over
That's
50.
crazy.
In one morning,
That's a
bad
big
morning.
win.
He won in 2 ways. Now he can speak to girls and then he has subscribers.
Yeah.
I tell you, see, this night I pity for Egorp dream.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
Playboy mascot.
yeah.
Egorp,
Yeah.
so when you say you have seen 2 sunshines today, cannot tell me what the girls you spoke to are ugly. As a statistician, we know that not everybody is fine. Even me say I'm not fine, so are they among them? So
No.
how were you able
It
to
doesn't
convince
matter.
yourself to say 2 sunshines?
It works better if they're ugly. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, so you gas them up. So
wow.
if
Are
you
you
are
trying
what
to say that?
podcasting, if
We
you
can
are a
finish up.
Okay.
subscriber of what podcasting, you should know by now that if it works on you, you're ugly.
You say you use that line
No,
well. You
no,
can't talk
that's
say he works on ugly girls. Oh my god.
For those girls that walk away, that them no fight. Chai.
no, that's not what I'm saying, guy. That's what I'm saying is like it would work on somebody better if the person is like ugly because like to them that's the best compliment they receive. And it works really well. It works really well because like these girls are either going for an exam or coming from an exam. So like it's the first thing they are hearing, it's the first compliment they are hearing that morning. So it makes them happy.
Mas
Okay.
one who compliments them.
Statistician, they don't add more context to another variable. Ensure you speak to those having exams.
Yeah.
I did.
It
That
is the
way,
attention.
Important
because you
variable.
already feel like failures after the exam, so you might as well encourage them.
Hey, you understand? So you're lifting their spirits
There were two
What?
girls.
from the nonsense they wrote.
There were two girls I was speaking to, and like they looked really down, and I saw them. I was like, "You guys look really sad and really beautiful at the same time. I don't know how you do it." And they were like, I don't know what to say." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to say anything. I know you just came from an exam, have you?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What department?" And they're like, "Accounting." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. I'm software engineer, and there's this company I want to tell you about."
Again!
Your CV doesn't reflect that. Why?
You
Just see, if they give you the task
Like,
now.
you say, I be software engineer. Oh.
Ah,
now, if you dey write code, if you put that tag for yourself,
I
you know they
get
share
4 years
the tag.
experience in C sharp, Shego. You know,
So Musa, we don't write hello world and software engineer. I did.
before
Sharp.
Uncle.
I don't even sure Musa don't write hello word yet.
No, I don't write that
Musa
one.
write hello world
I
before
write hello
Egorp.
world like Python like this guy.
Before me, you write hello world before me. Since when I don't dey write code. And because I never complete the code where I don't dey write.
Drag and drop no be coding, no.
Yeah, I don't dey write code before I do drag and drop.
No, Egorp,
JavaScript.
code show I'm shaking. Now when you can't go UI UX,
Exactly.
code retire.
I don't dey write code. Since now, me I dey write HTML, CSS, I jam JavaScript, to jam me back. I go dey do the drag.
I go just send you one task now. Live.
Which task?
Make you complete them.
Which
You go
task?
figure first what language do you use?
I write that. That's Flutter.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I know you don't know about that, Musa.
Eh? I don't
You
know
don't know
about
about
that. I'm not going to pretend. I don't actually know about that.
Good, yeah. So you can't give me
But I also know
Okay.
that you can't.
Guy, I dey write code every single waking morning. Like every day, I write code. Sometimes I spend 2 hours. Sometimes I spend 2 minutes.
To
Like
write
I write.
code and to know code are two different things.
But you write
Yeah.
code.
Ah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Egorp, girls, continue your story. No try and reply because
So yeah, that's the end of Solomon Grandin. I got email addresses. I faced my fears. I was a bit happy. Um, and that was cool. Like, now I have to send them the mail and like separate the mails and import them.
Wait, did you
Tomorrow,
get? I thought you had a form or something. Did you do it manually?
yeah, manually, I told them to write it down on a Google Keep note. I just gave them a Google Keep note, told them to type it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
was the
like you
easiest
can
way.
copy paste it.
Yeah, I can copy paste.
I thought it was like, and
See, I done the hand thing before. That's the thing. I've done the hand thing before. Like earlier when I started
that's
was
such an
podcast.
inefficient way to go about things.
Yeah, it was the surest way. So here's the thing. Earlier when I started was podcasting, I'm coming. Right. So when I started was podcasting, the first month, we didn't have like emails as much. So I went to events, tech events, right? And I told them that hey, my name is David, and I would like to collect this email, right? And some people were like, no, 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 no. So what I did was carry my camera. I did like I was videoing. After I did that for like 20 minutes, I came back and I told, hey, what's up? My name is David. I'm doing media here a bit for content. It would be nice for you to sign up to my newsletter, this and this. I share some resources. And they were like, oh, that's fine.
You
I
be
give them my
fraud.
phone.
You be fraud. You be
No,
fraud.
I give them my phone and they signed up. Like they will legit put their email address in my phone. But the thing about it, like it was taking time. Like by the time one person put their email, click enter, it will take time to load. Another person take time to load. So I went back, again. And this time I got a piece of paper and a biro. And then I went hand in hand. I'm like, oh, yeah, just put your email address here and your name here. My name is David. I'm doing media here for the event. It'd be nice to like contact you later. And they were like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And you write it out. I got over 50 emails that day, I think 50 or so. And I went back home. I typed everything out one word at a time and I added it into the email list. That's how we grew from like 0 to like 40 in a day. It was crazy. That was the last time. You know. So,
Productive
yeah, I've done this before.
experimentalists.
Yeah, I've done this before. This is like the second time I'm doing it. Next time when I climb on stage, I'll be like, I'll tell you about a technique to grow your email list. I've done this twice from 0 and it works all the time.
Shagu, they go come say I had 300x increase.
Oh my god.
See,
You know,
see
I
how they
said
catch them. See how they catch
A
them.
little bit of spice.
little bit of spice, for the grams, for the grams.
Just avoid the context and you'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah. You can, rephrase the context in a way.
With an 85% approval rate, we make it 88, so it's more believable.
Exactly. 88% approval rate. Don't go to 90, it will be too believable and they won't believe you.
Believable, yes. 85 is too figure. 88 sounds perfect enough. 88.3.
88.3
What are you
approval
using
rate.
calculating that?
They know
So
they are
we use
recruiter
this.
no
Me
know.
one bastard go ask you for audience. Now when you go stammer.
No, I don't go start me stammer.
Your analyst handle that.
Not knowledge. See, when it comes to language, don't worry. So once they ask that kind of questions, what do you say first is okay, now that's a really good question is so we have a formula we use to calculate the percentage increase whereby we take the total number of people that subscribe to the total number of people already subscribed. So we have like 100 people already subscribed, and then we went out to speak to about another 100 people, and it was really nice
Egorp,
because yeah,
sorry to interrupt. What's your star sign?
well, I
The
don't know
hell,
those.
bro, you did do that
That's,
thing.
that's the gay
I know
question.
the
So
one, but it dey sound like Capricorn.
Like,
motherfucker. Yeah.
I love the joke, but I beg experience with Capricorn. What are they known for?
I don't know what you mean. I just know the name. Capricorn.
Like it be like the story I tell on that Capcom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Slow
No
brain,
wonder.
slow
No wonder I did a person with it actually doing the capuchin. Last
brain. Yeah.
time,
So let's get to the topic of the day. Enough of me.
just update. I think we should be doing this every time to measure our growth. To actually measure like how time flies. Last time we were on this podcast, it was the Marta Porto podcast. Marta Porto was at 58K by the time. She was at 57K when we started. We ended the podcast, she was at 58K. This is like about a week later. And Marta Porto currently has 124,923 likes. In this life, Just be organic.
Do the scary shit that nobody wants to do.
Don't worry, we can continue now.
So you guys give updates on your own shit, like your own shit. What's happening? You guys like, what's happened this week?
Okay. So my break ended. I never feel the difference in my break. And since then,
He gets strong about access.
guy, I swear to God.
Guy, I did that in the echo.
As small as so I have like a shit ton of um projects to do. Like yesterday I slept by 6 a.m. Today I slept by 4 a.m. And it's not like I'm leaving throughout the whole day. I'm just sitting down trying to code these shits so that I can graduate. So I'll soon be done with school, and this is like my last major course. So she wants to make sure that some of us remain with her next year. You understand? That is why it's very tough like this. So basically, that's my life. I'm just trying to carry weights in gym and build my OnlyFans account and graduate. Nothing new has happened this week.
Okay. For all the
Welcome.
interested parties, don't worry. I know you're jiggy. We'll soon share the link to his OnlyFans.
Yes, so yes.
I just knew it. I know say this guy go turn this place Nickelodeon very soon. I just knew it.
Pick up the soup, nigga. Pick up the soup.
So for context, Egorp got a new mic and we won't rest. And he's
Oh my god.
mad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out. The Prince's OnlyFans account's coming up soon.
Who's next? Who's next? Chego, what's up? Update on your end.
I can't say everything for safety reasons, and but I, I had to subcontract a tax to someone for like 3 weeks, and it was due today or yesterday, one of them. And then for the past 3 weeks, I've been hearing things like I'm working really hard on it. I am having sleepless nights over this tax and things like that. And then I got the delivery. Anyways, if I had one sleepless night, I would do a better job than what I saw. So I had to use my whole day to finish up that stuff and deliver the right tax, But I won't say much so that I don't get into trouble. Let me just stop there. Because if I say my mind, while I go do
That feels like your event of the week.
this guy is laughing.
Apparently, there
Oh my
was
god.
that person was a recommendation by Two Sunshines.
Hey. Don't go there, please.
The guy they train intense, If you served under Two Sunshines,
God bless you.
try go learn again, try go boot camp.
Let's skip to the cool part. So yeah, Musa, what's up? What's the update on your end? What happened this week?
I've been working for a particular Nigerian company, and
Undercover.
I've not done TTB in a very long time, but I had to pull off
159.
What?
159.
Bruh, honestly, man. I've not done it in a very long time, but like I had to pull it off because of a deadline. Like, guys, I like sleep. Like, I love to work and grind, but you see, sleep. I love sleep, man. Nobody should tell me anything. And that work removed my sleep. But we're fine. So we're fine. Also, like that as a result of that like what I was doing. I can't see the name because like it's part of the contract. I can't disclose. But part of the conversation, I showed Egorp reports. I can talk about the reports. It's the NDIC, that's the Nigerian Deposit Insurance. And I was just telling how like, well, there are a lot of interesting data there in their 2022 annual reports because when you look at the fraud statistics, it does not make sense. the amount of losses from the fraud, because in 2020, hmm, I'll be 20, like in 2018. Wait, let me actually open the report so that I'm accurate. But like I also want to hear, Egorp was trying to justify these NDIC guys.
Yes, now, like,
But
give them the benefit of a doubt or something.
yeah, I understand you're trying to be nice and all, but I'm like, well, I would like to hear what Prince and
Prince is the
Asu.
data analyst here. He
Yeah, but I will show him. Even though,
he'll be
even
able
if,
to figure out where they are
if
multi.
even though, and we name annual reports 2020. So for anyone, I'm not going to put the link. But like for anyone interested in what we're about to talk about, the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Group, that's the NDIC, just on Google search for NDIC annual report 2020. In that report, like it talks about, if you remember, there was a time that it was trending out, oh, like 90 something percent of Nigerians have 500k and below. Is in this report that data was found.
Um,
Also in this report, like is the fraud data. So in that particular report, just go to page like 114, I think. Let me see.
Interesting.
Go to page 100 and mm, page 117. I go share my screen for you guys on the call so that when I go fit see um waiting at the end.
Okay. Okay.
Key.
Do you love me? Are you Are you never, 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 never love me? Do you love me?
This I be
E-
host, Abby.
what will you do? Mute.
This guy is the only person that doesn't sound nice. Your auto tune.
Aye.
It's Chinese now. What do you
What
expect?
the hell was that, Prince?
The podcast device is about to pay. Um Okay. So like wait, guys, see. Let me show you the graph first. I apologize to everybody that can't see this, but just flow with us. Imagine you're looking at it. Okay, for visual purposes, go to page 117 of the NDI Annual Report 2020. Then you know what I'm talking about exactly. But so guys, look at this. So I analyzed that. I was bringing out the data, and is I'm talking about like frauds in Nigerian banks in 2016. There was 16,751 fraud cases, and the
Mhm.
total losses in naira was 2.3 billion, right? So there's the amount involved. When I go to the table, I'll explain that there's the amount involved, and then there's the total actual loss. 2017, there were 26,182 fraud cases in Nigeria. Total actual loss was 2.3 billion, which is like less, right? Then what happened 2018? There was 37,000 cases, 817. How many how much was lost? 15.1 billion. Then all of a sudden,
Hmm.
somehow in 2019, there were 52,000 fraud cases, but the actual losses was 5.4 billion. And even more interesting is by 2020, a year later, that number like nearly tripled to 146,183 fraud cases, according to NDIC reports. And how much was lost from 146,000 cases? 5.3 billion, which is less than 2019, less than 2018, which had like the combined cases of 2018 and 19 does not reach 2020, but 2020 had lower actual losses figure. I was like, guy, I was just losing my mind. I literally called Egorp and I was like, this data makes no sense. Like, person
This
don't
is where
cook,
the error was coming from.
person
Is
don't cook for us. So like,
is Go on, go on.
yeah. So this is the like so I'm talking for anybody listening, I'm following and the NDIC reports, page 117, the table 13.1 is what we're looking at right now. So there's the amount involved in the fraud case, right? And there's also the actual losses. Um, like it's not properly explained, or at least I did not see anywhere that's properly explained. If there is, then please reference me to it. But I did not see anywhere in the report that's properly explained. So total amount involved, I am assuming means that maybe for the cases, right? They assume somebody might have put like, this fraud case happened, right? And they took X amount. And let's imagine that, like, this is all assumptions because it's not properly defined, or at least I not see it properly defined in the report. And then total actual losses, I'm assuming to mean, oh, this is actually the amount that was lost. Maybe like the bank was able to retrieve. Now, me and Egorp, what was the issue? Me, I'm saying like there are two scenarios here in my own head. Either the banks have a very, very, very good system of recouping funds lost to fraud, or the second scenario is that like this data is just absolutely useless and cannot be trusted whatsoever. Um, for the sake of benefit of the doubt, Ego was really like trying to give this guy's benefit of the doubt. Me, I was not. But for the sake of Egop's argument,
Benefits
I
of a
just want to
doubt.
believe that our banks are very good at recouping funds. Because how can 120 billion, this is 2020 now, in 2020, 120 billion was involved in the fraud cases of Nigerian banks, but only 5 billion was lost. In 2019,
Yes,
204 billion was involved. Only
I don't know
5.4
one that recover their money from fraud in my life.
eh? Would you talk?
I don't know one person that has ever recovered 10 naira from fraud in Nigeria. Not possible.
that's
Money
a
go
very good
Okay,
observation.
look at it, bro. They are saying that like the proportion of actual loss to amount is 2.67. What is like, okay, my assumption might be wrong, but what I'm understanding this to mean is that like the bank, so like 93% thereabout, right? The bank is so good that they're able to recover 93% of the funds in
not
2019.
all the banks in Nigeria because it's
That-
cumulative.
yes,
So
now that's what
good.
they're saying. Like
Yeah.
they're so good that like 2020, they're able to recover 95%. I'm not trying to like intentionally attack these guys or attack the reports, but I'm like, these figures are not making sense.
The mass is not massing. It's obvious that there's something happening here. So one one theory
Omo,
is
you know if you see 2 plus 2 equal to 4, they argue on.
no, no, like
You can't defend.
one theory is that so in 2020, I mean, yeah, 2019, when the whole thing happened and it was high, right? And where the fraud cases were like 13,000 fraud cases, right?
Okay,
What
Ego,
did
I think the next table actually help your emphasis. You like the table about like where it's actually coming from, ATM and
so this is 2018. So in 2018 now it was like internet based 10,000 actual, and that's the frequency 10,000, right? And 20 and the fuck that thing.
this
What am I
table.
looking at?
This table 13.3 for anyone following us.
Yeah. So actual increase that thing. And they use glasses. So actual losses sustained as per like in ATM card fraud, that's like two billion, and the frequency of that as of that's 2 billion. The frequency of that was 10,000 people, right? So
2
10,000
billion in
reported
2018.
in 2018. 10,000 people, 2 billion naira
ATM fraud
in
cases, yes.
ATM fraud cases, right? In 2019, it was 26,000 frequency of like reported cases, right? That like went times two.
Please tell us how much was lost.
1 billion. So
Don't
here's my
start
thing.
the charge less.
Yes, that's like exactly. So the fraud they were
Yahoo
doing
boys they collect 100 before they collect
exactly
500.
So Yahoo boys now have been
Okay.
the people, the criminals where they scam you of like maybe 100K. People don't smart up. Now they lose 100K again. Now they scam plenty people, but they scam them 55K. Now why?
What?
What happened in 2020?
Yeah, I
In
2020.
2020, 58. Jesus guys, it went like two again. It's hard to
58.
defend you people. It's hard. It's getting harder.
So you collect 5k. Okay, you
You
can't
reduce
reduce
that.
them again. You reduce
Fine.
it too much. But then, if you say they reduce it, now look at the actual loss.
The
We think
actual
what
loss
happened.
now 52,000 in 52,000 cases.
I
And now
beg,
No, no,
the
no.
Ego,
It's
please
58
give
to where
the
your
benefit of
glasses.
the doubt in this actual one. I want to hear.
like this is just frequency of this thing. And here's another theory. I think this is the one that we settled on is
Theory
they
go
keep
finish today.
this is what we settled on is they keep
All the
changing the
theories you
definition.
already uttered. The
You
theories
say
are
what?
too much. Like there's a principle called Occam's razor. Occam's razor. I don't know the exact pronunciation. So basically, Occam's razor is that whatever assumption, whatever theory has the least number of assumptions is right. So, for example, if let us say, the way the globe is, that all the continents are separated,
Mm-hmm.
some parts of, it always seems as if they're all one big land, then they all separated. That is one theory. And that theory is that there was land in between all the continents that have been swallowed by water. Theories are possible. You can just keep on putting every number of possible hypotheses. But when you keep on adding more and more assumptions, it starts to seem more fake. So the one with the least number of possible assumptions is the correct one, which means that all the continents were one big land and then earthquake separated everything. Does that make sense? So for this case scenario, the amount of assumptions we've already added due to the data being correct, it is already clear that the data is fake due to Occam's razor. Deep understand what I'm saying?
Egorp,
Yes.
Because
you don't use
we have to
use
add like
razor
200
cut your theory.
What?
You don't use razor cut the theory.
No, what I'm saying, if
Anytime.
you keep on adding assumption, like, okay, assuming this and assuming this, the more assumptions, it is most likely not true, which is why Big Bang is dog shit. But that's from that podcast. So, when I look at this data, I'm just seeing fraud. I'm seeing
Internet
fraud
fraud.
on what?
Literally.
Internet fraud was
I'm seeing
200
so much,
million. No?
because you
Prince,
cannot tell in that the amount of money lost with ATM scam is reducing every year. How?
And the
I'm
number
losing more
of
money.
scammers and the number of scams are increasing.
Number of boys
Exactly.
when they graduate secondary school where
So
they
So
buy
they swipe your
food.
ATM to go collect 100 naira every year.
Exactly. You know that as inflation
Namudo
is
of
going,
Gary.
the amount of money you withdraw from ATM in 2018 is at least times 3, times 5 now. So why is there less significant amount in the same money? It's not as if it's adjusted for inflation. Inflation is still going up. So why is the amount reducing? People are enjoying more money. And there are more.
I have too
It doesn't.
many theories, which is the first.
Guy, you they use the Occam razor, they destroy the theory.
No, like the last one would be something that we would consider, but this one is now. I believe the number of people, the sensitization to report fraud cases keeps getting like higher. So people are reporting fraud cases, but then like the people that are following up to so that I think there's a process. You report a fraud case, is a process. They account for your fraud case as reported, right? They add it to the data. Now, if you follow the process and to the end, then they account as okay, this is the amount that was lost, right? But if you don't finish that process, this is like now that's the theory that most people are not finishing that process. Now I have this friend where she once one time got scammed and she reported the case to the bank. And hey, what's
Ego,
up? I just got
Ego, I have a question for you.
never finished now, but ask.
But before you continue, so that when you
Okay.
go bank to go report a fraud case, waiting be
Mhm.
the first things where they go ask you.
What happened? Where did it happen? Stuff
And
like
what?
that.
How
How
much? They go ask
much?
you how much.
How
They will
much?
ask
So
you how
now when
much.
they talk say they don't finish the process, you mean say did they wait till the end of the process to ask you how much
So,
they
no,
did
did they
for?
wait till
The
the
how
end of the
much self could
process?
determine if they go attend to you now or not.
So,
Yes.
Oh,
so which
what? So
process will they try end?
Like I feel like Prince go on.
no, nothing. I said the first one now is already got the first assumption. And how much?
Like I feel like if you end the process, if like you submit one or two things, then they will now be able to confirm that hey, this is like okay, this is a fraud case. Like I think you can like it's closing a file now, that kind of thing, and starting an investigation. I think many people do not like. Let me go back to the story of my friend. So my friend opened the case that hey, she was scammed, right? Nice. Now they started asking her more questions. Who is this person? Instagram vendor, this and that. And then she didn't follow up anymore. She didn't go to the bank. She just didn't follow up anymore. Now they could have now this is like so they could have accounted that oh this person got scammed with this amount, right? But now they did not finish the process, like they didn't close her file. Higher they will close her file as inconsistent, like inconclusive. Sorry. Oh, this person got scammed, inconclusive. They might have recorded that number, but they would not have like done anything with that number. You get me? So that's the angle I'm coming from. Yeah, and
So
my last theory,
being
well, you can
being in
scrutinize this one.
Nigeria, being in Nigeria now,
Eh,
person scam you, you go bank, you no agree follow up to the end.
yes, now. Why you go? By
So
the
you're
time they
telling
give
me
you you form like this. You go tire now.
50% of 58K people we like money, discount them, and then they went to bank and stopped halfway.
Like, don't worry. 50, now only 50K. I don't want again. Don't worry.
My
You
own
can have
They
the
scam me
rest.
2 million. They scam me 2 million. Don't worry.
If
Forget about
number
it.
is actually for inflation, we can add all these assumptions.
How can no?
The
But
fact that-
Prince, you can't adjust. You can't adjust like a reported case number for inflation. This is not an
What
economic
is
statistic.
that if we are saying IN, if we are
Yeah.
saying the actual loss, the actual amount lost in 2018, knowing fully well that the inflation then was significantly less than now, it doesn't make logical sense that the amount lost is reduced, knowing fully well that the frequency has increased. Because, for example, if you 2018 you want to take babe out to Wonderland, now 5K they come off for your hand, 600 are going and coming. Right now, how much is Uber from your side to that place? It will be like 3K. So
Yeah.
the money that you're going to withdraw is more money that can be scammed. Let us assume that the scammer gets sense and is scamming 200 from each person. He's still going to scam more simply because inflation heavily affected it. So I'm not saying just the fact that it is not looking like it is progressing is already wrong, because inflation is making people to collect more credit card, collect more cash, use more ATM, use more POS. And why is the number reducing if the cases are increasing? It doesn't make sense.
To add to that, Prince, like the biggest story itself that nobody has said so far is that this is 2020. What happened 2020? COVID, right? Like COVID
People
happened
are
literally, like people were at home, and you're telling me that. 1 second. I beg, so no, I go ahead. I go come back.
trying.
Yeah, you know, if you tell your people say you dey record something, meaning comes.
Now in daycare now, you know, if you blame them.
Okay, 19. Okay, for the subscribers listening, the host is actually a father of
Then
4. He's quite not handling all this. What?
this is where you now put that song. We're sorry to disrupt your monthly listening. So
we didn't mean to let it out that way, but he's the
Yeah.
father of 4.
the father of 4 is you know,
Well,
I think
this
it's
guy is
Spain and Egypt.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
yeah, you don't need to
No, I think
apologize.
subscribers understand exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Waiting you talk. Waiting you talk.
You made it clear.
Yeah, we made it clear.
We just made sure that you left with good notice.
Exactly.
Kai, what?
God.
Oh,
Guy.
that sound. So Musa, you say something.
Yeah, so I'm saying like the important story and the context we also have to like that none of us has even said is that 2020 was a COVID year, right?
Yeah.
So on the one hand, I have to comment, like if there's anything to comment here, I have to comment that there might have been an improvement in the reporting system. Where's that? So I want like the graph itself. So the visualization, right? There is a clear improvement in how people reported, because for it to double, well, either like there were actually more fraud cases or the banks got better at receiving complaints from customers regarding fraud, right? But equally, if it is the case that, the banks were got more cases, or they improved their system to be able to receive more fraud complaints, right? Like it makes no sense where in the era whereby people are at home, whereby people are most likely to shop from their house.
Yeah.
That is the
That's
year.
why there are more cases. Like I think that's the reason why there are more ATM card related
Yeah, but
cases.
like but for me, that is why like the actual losses do not make sense, because we have been focusing on the ATM and card related fraud, right? So like people that will send you a number and like you actually put your card details. All of these are system based. And if it's system based, right, it's most likely that, well, the period where people were more at home, they shopped more. This is like an assumption. It does like it might not correlate and might be wrong, but my assumption is that people who have shopped more during the COVID year. right? Compared to other previous years, which in the frequency, that's the story we're telling, but in the actual losses, that's not the story we're telling, right? But like the second thing that it does not make sense to me is that the web-based fraud was 294 million. How? Like, see, I'm not trying to hype fraud in Nigeria or like
Wait, wait.
I'm not trying to hype them. Like, that's far from it. But like,
Yeah.
see, one
You have to
Yahoo guy,
consider. You
one
have to
Yahoo guy
consider.
does this number. One.
But it's actually very right too. Because if you
One
think
Yahoo
about
guy.
why
does this
is
number.
web-based fraud less in 2020 that everybody was at home?
It
When
does not
Yahoo
make
guys
sense.
were doing their internship and increasing their skill sets. Now when the number
Really?
comes, what happened?
See, let's believe that Nitda and
Why
other
are the
people, right, did a good
increasing
job with recovery.
and of what?
Let's believe that they did a good job in recovering those funds. To get like maybe Nitda and one or two people did a good job. Like if we had 58,000 cases, and each 58,000 case, maybe the number was like let's say 26 billion, I'd be more than that, right? Nitda, maybe they did their job as per like the whatever they their Nitda guys. They did their job and they were able to reduce the amount of loss. So the amount of loss where the
NDIC.
people NDIC, where the people that like no needs that also didn't like if you can't talk about like internet and like fraud and stuff without
It's
mentioning needs
happened to
that.
me. I don't know. Perhaps I don't know. Like these are banks, so these guys like the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation are just like reporting this. But I'm sure like it's the banks itself that recovered the losses and reported to NDIC that these are the losses. That's what I'm assuming. But there might be
Well,
that somewhere. Yeah.
yeah, NIDA has to be there. Anyway, guys, like it's almost impossible at this point to not mention NIDA for any of these things because their hands are everywhere. But yeah, like maybe they were able to recover a huge chunk of the money. There is no data that shows the amount of money recovered. That's also questionable because like if you have this number as frequency and you have this actual loss, then you'll be able to say the number recovered. I mean the recovered losses will be like you'll be able to be the minus. You get
Create an assumption for that now.
But they have already given you now. They have already, like, you can deduce that, if it's this the losses, then, well, the not losses, right, is the opposite, which is in
it,
2020, if the losses are 5.3 billion from 120 billion, then you are able to protect guys or like return the funds of 95%. That's like, for me, that's the assumption we are making here.
that's the safe assumption based on the data that we're being given. Like that's the safest bet and the safest route to take. To be honest, aside that, the last assumption I have is
Ah. Almost, Kekere, shade no get another.
I the postulate theories. No worry.
We can now raise up.
Ah.
The
Who be Razor senior brother? You need that.
last assumption is this: is they keep changing the definition of fraud every year. So that's why the data keeps changing.
They are
No,
moving the goalposts.
Exactly.
no. See, finish first, Egorp. This thing that Egorp said, I'm going to prove it to you guys. It's not a joke. I'm going to prove it to you guys, but in another agency in Nigeria. But Egorp, land first.
Yeah. So the thing is, they keep changing the definition of fraud. So the definition of fraud in 2018 could be like, oh, you went to buy something online, they scammed you, they collected your card, and you didn't get it back. Fine, that is fraud. In 2019, it could be, oh, you went to buy something online, they scammed you. Did you give them your card? Or you gave them your card yourself? That's not fraud. In 2020, it could be, oh, they went to scam people. Oh, you gave them your card yourself? Yes. And okay, what happened? They now took your money. How much did they take? 20,000. How much was in the account? Maybe like 21,000. No, that's not fraud. That kind of thing. Or how much was the account? 3 million, and they took 20,000. I beg, that's not fraud. It could be like they keep changing, they keep moving the goalposts. That's something. That's something I suggest like would have happened. I think that theory is the one that we can all
This is
settle
your
for.
smartest theory.
Decrease.
Since last week.
You talk and first before, don't go far today.
So shy. Do you know the funny thing is that if you actually follow, so in the actual report, too many tabs. So in the introduction, right, it blah blah blah. Let me just read this spreadsheet. So this section presents analysis of reported fraud cases, types, figures in nature, and actual losses reporting from frauds and fraudulent in the banking industry in 2020. So provides information on insured financial institution compliance with the requirement for fidelity bond insurance in respect of employee-related frauds in line with Section 33 of the NDIC Act 2006. I went to the NDIC Act, like Section 33 of the NDIC Act, which is this one that I'm opening to you guys, which is here. And like you can't, like, this, except there's a section on fraud here, right? Okay, see the section on fraud, returns and forgeries. Like there's no definition of what fraud means technically. So return on fraud is section 35 of the act. The fidelity insurance, what they actually spoke about on the employee stuff, is the section 33. Then the returns on fraud is section 35. What they say here in section 35 is that an insured institution shall render to the corporation monthly returns of frauds, forgeries, or outright theft occurring during months and shall include a detailed report of such events, which is, like what I was telling you guys, that is like the bank perhaps like reports to NDIC, right? So I think if we're to actually look for what fraud means, we need to actually go to the banks. And like that means that hypothetically, I don't know, I'm assuming, right? I might be wrong. Like maybe GT Bank has what they, like Egorp said, what they define as fraud. Maybe Standard Chartered have what they define as fraud. Maybe Zenith Bank has what they define as fraud. But NDIC is just interested. I beg, everything when I talk to fraud, just report them back to me. That's an assumption.
That's another assumption. An assumption would also be that, like, since it's the banks that are reporting these frauds, right? The banks are probably reporting the cases, but are not filing in the amounts. So you can't tell, because any CID, whatever the name is, they are the collectors here. They are the Lazarus. Their job is to collect the things that you are giving them.
Egorp, you know who be Lazarus for Bible?
Don't prove that you don't know the
Sorry,
Bible.
Zacchaeus.
Egorp, they both tired though. If you quote all
Now
the
they have
scriptures,
to question your theory. Did
all
you
the
actually
songs,
think of
Bro,
But-
the entire hypothesis and logic has been
all the hypotheses, all the sunshine, all the. Well, Lazarus,
bro.
that's
I hear our first and say, maybe Lazarus will resurrect. How he can't
Like-
take
him
You
watch
don't know,
that
see-
video you sent, that YouTube TEDx video. So
eh,
he talking with confidence for Mike. He say we no go know.
you know, say back then, tax collector they make bread. So how you go die early? No reason. Person be tax collector back then, omo, be Jagaban, be G-boy. Why you go come die early?
If you die anyhow.
but wait, let me prove now what Egorp was saying. Now let's take a turn to the National Bureau of
Unemployment.
Statistics. These guys are, we cannot enter trouble, but they're a very interesting institution. So you guys
Every
remember,
institution in Nigeria is interesting.
honestly, bro, like you guys remember that like if you remember the Bloomberg in 2020 had reported that Nigeria had an unemployment rate of 33.3%. That was very popular. Like it was a huge news. I don't know if you guys remember, Sharp. But of course, that was a cause of concern to the government, I suppose, and especially to the National Bureau of Statistics, who are the ones that actually give us what the labor stats are, etc. Guess what happened in Q1? So this is my LinkedIn post. I will share the link so that anybody that is interested can read. But it's
Zoom in
the
a bit.
article, "The Politics of Methodology in Government Data." I was just analyzing like Nigeria 2023 labor statistics. Guy, Nigeria's unemployment, right, fell from Q4 in 2020. We had 33.3% unemployment rate.
These are the joke starts.
It fell in Q1 2023 to 4.1%.
Wow. How did the jobs come?
You don't
So-
need to do that.
So like this is where you now have to like start, like how now, which magic occurred in this occurring, right? But like as Prince said, as you guys said, they changed the goalposts. So according to them, like in 2023, and obviously that report like was the labor statistics in Q1 2020 was very controversial, brought about a lot of like people talking about it. What they said was that, oh no, it's like the international standard of, labor methodology, like it's the international labor methodology, like calculating the labor force like standard. And therefore, we are going to now adopt it. And of course, if we adopt it, we get better numbers. So why won't we do that at the end of the day? And what was this is the framework, like the International Conference of Labor Statistics model. That's the one they used for the 2023 statistics. So they had used a previous edition. I think it was like the 16th conference they had used for the 2020, like the methodology they were using. Then they adopted the 19th one. Why? Because according to that one, somebody that is unemployed, right? So you working, I think, like 5 hours is also considered employment, but you just have a different categorization of employment.
If you can't win, change the definition of winning.
So exactly. So like you see here, if you're working 1 to 19 hours, you are considered employed. If you're working 20 to 39 hours, you are still considered employed. But what is the problem? There's now the categorization that these 1 to 19-hour guys to 20 to 39-hour guys are just considered underemployed, but they are still employed. Then if you now consider, which was supposed to be like the employment guys, the actual employment guys, when you're talking about employment, like employed for 40 hours, 40 plus hours, that's now, the actual employed guys. But what did the NDIC do? I say NDIC, the MBS, National Bureau of Statistics, like what is the new methodology all about? Well, except you're working less than 1 hour.
Guy, if you're working one,
except you're working for 15 minutes, right? You're not employed. So, Shegun, Egorp, Prince, all of you are employed. Top employment, take like that. That's what happened. So, literally,
Like,
be
the
employed.
employment, right? Prince, what do you say?
I said, so this is how it feels to be employed.
Yeah, I mean,
Feels
kind of.
Work for 1 hour, you're employed.
Oh my god.
Egorp spent more than 1 hour fixing his mic. He's employed.
Yeah. So Musa, did they put
I don't
anything
like that.
in terms of wages?
what do you say?
Wait, Prince, you don't like this sound?
I swear, it'd be like all this Rambo film. Get out the chopper.
Egorp, don't traumatize the guy. He's in the US. Calm down,
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh my
Shit. Musa, I'll give it to you. Thanks to God.
Round of applause.
Chai. I don't feel like on that guy. One shots. When I dey walk over, like that's why they get alarm. When I hear pa, no see na like 3 a.m.
Wow, 2 people don't die. 2 black dudes to be precise.
Donald Trump will soon come collect now. Just chase her out. Don't worry. The time is close
Oh my
by.
god.
Until you see a picture, shake this nigga, now you go shock una.
When you did
You go shake him before you go out now.
You go turn the Nigerian Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh my god.
So okay,
Who be that?
You say what?
I said I'll never act as if I know who that is.
You don't know AOC, bro.
What?
Area of concentration.
Oh my god.
So see, forget the methodology that they change. Going back to this MBS, the thing that vexed me the most is that there is no number. Like, there is no number of Nigerians that are actually unemployed. The entire report talks in percentages, which is like if we have 10 guys and just one of them are working under 1 hour, right? That can become a percentage out of 10. Like, we don't know exactly what is the quantity, like how many Nigerians are actually unemployed. I mean, like in the millions. We just know 4.1%, which the best we can do is like, out of 10 Nigerians, right? Less than one person.
There's not proportion of unemployed when we don't still know how many we are in the country.
Exactly. So, like, it's
I
so
love this country.
that's why
So
I was so
they are giving proportion when we don't even know the population till now. They are still estimating since 2006. They are not giving us proportion of the estimates. Like in statistics, we call this mathematical jargons. I'm waiting you call them. Because it doesn't get better than this.
me, I don't know. Me, my own language, I call it bullshit, but like at the end of the
Bullshit.
day, you cannot be reporting data, right? In my opinion, that is not accurate. That is like giving half truths because it is very dangerous, in my own opinion. People are using these reports to make decisions in their companies. Other nations are using these reports, like from the NDIC, from the MBS, and other relevant institutions. They use these reports to think, okay, how much perhaps in aid or in our negotiation or in trade, right? The extent of that negotiation or that aid or whatever it is that helps people make decisions are based off these reports. But we as Nigerians do not even understand it. If we as Nigerians cannot understand our own country's reports, how will the American, the Norwegian, the French understand the reports? You can ask Egorp. When I called him during this week, I was sounding like a madman. Like I was just so confused. Like, what is this? What are we actually like doing with all this data that we have? Because all these data are very questionable. But let me just stop here before they now say I'm a hater.
Don't worry. Lots of your guys were called to bar. So if anything is up, you know,
Yeah.
In the season
so
of
make sure you
Abad,
know the policy.
lots of guys were called to bar.
I did.
Oh,
Let's give shout outs. Anybody where you know saying a lawyer, just shout out now. Adeleke. This guy.
Tachi, my
Oh, yeah.
boy.
Pinako Okafor.
Who else? Who else?
Ruby. Now my friend. She know the
Musa,
And
Eh?
others.
why you go call all the mutual names first so that it go come be like say Egorp and Shegun no have anybody for call to, but if we leave the Pinako and Adeleke for two of them to share to call.
You get
Now say they are quiet. It can't be like say they no get influential friends. Now for you.
no. The people
I
I
don't
get
talk on
never
others
graduate.
now. I know others.
You say that others.
et al. Isabi et al.
You don't see them now.
Well,
The
like
people
you know,
I get, they never won't graduate.
you can call any name like to be as John Okafor. Clap
Hey.
now.
I will cry.
Peter Francisco.
Desmond Johnson.
Bolaji never won't graduate yet, so
This guy
see the wait
clap.
part.
Oh.
Sorry,
But
sorry.
you the- John Cena. John Cena.
Yeah.
But
Guy.
Omo, I dey see like I say I'm going to do my case by myself or just for me. My own safety.
You doubt your classmate.
I don't need
You
that.
dey-
But
You dey
No,
preach
know
awareness.
the law.
Know the law. Know the law, my brother. Know the law. Wait be this girl name. She be like say she don't call to bat. So I don't know. Itoro. Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Itoro.
Itoro is all the law now.
Okay, the twin.
Yeah, different.
Study law and call to ban are different things. So try
Hey.
confirm.
Well,
Hey.
maybe.
Yes.
We dey talk about methodology here, Egorp. You need to learn.
Oh my god. Nigerian government, if they see goal where they don't set for themselves last year, they don't achieve them. They change the meaning of the goal. They
I
change
do.
the meaning. So anyhow they go achieve them.
Pass score the goal or you move the post past the ball. Or that the ball
Exactly.
move on.
You can make 1 million in a year depending on the currency. So
I make 1 million Zimbabwean dollar. I made
nice.
1 million that year. No one know.
Yeah. I say you make 1 million that day, 1 million and 1 million. You know.
At all.
Yeah, you go to
You're a
give am
millionaire
coins.
somewhere.
You're a
You play.
millionaire somewhere, brother.
They go just ask you, what is your goal? To be a millionaire. Just million.
Exactly.
Just millionaire.
Exactly.
They go ask you like 3 times first. Okay, no problem.
No
Tomorrow,
easy now.
Depending
for
depending on the
Tanzania,
currency.
where your millions there.
I've been out. Get that Zimbabwe, Zambia. Get that Uganda like this now with $500. You don't get 1.6 million. No, life could not
You
settle.
get me. We then now go to live for duplex.
I've been out. With the look
Now you just want
now.
the Niger this upper. Carry your $500, go live for where you be millionaire.
I say, anyone they enter was a trick. Yeah.
That
Take one
500
country.
heads go see. That 500 heads go see go soon make you millionaire for Nigeria. They play.
It's
Very
not far
soon.
again now.
Very soon. The Binance issue, guy. Binance issue that just happened. Many people are like, why would they do that? I think since it's still a developing story, according to Tech Cabal, for people who don't have context, is Binance has removed all their naira activities from Nigeria. So you can't trade naira, you can't do P2B naira. If you are a naira broker for any reason, you can't perform transactions. So ouch, they've taken my life. That's what happens when you transact in naira.
One of those things.
Anyway,
How far the topic of the day, We've drifted so far.
have we?
What was the topic? I don't even
We're basically talking about crime. And this points back to that data I was mentioning I think the first or second episode where it was like, we've had fraud increase 232% in Nigeria.
No,
Talking
I think
about
the topic was the Dorime boys now. You get me?
the Yahoo boys. This was where the idea was stemming from. The idea was stemming from like the fraud rates and the fact they even track the data of the fraud. Blah, blah, blah.
Guy, your mic is not connected
It's
again.
one of those things, my brother.
Shaguna, your internet no dey connected though.
No, I can hear him. Like, he's not as loud as he was before.
Are you serious? Like right about now?
Chinese product don't
The
defeat.
Bluetooth devices are about to pay.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
no, oh my god. But it's working out well. To be honest, I think overall the governments will have good news to tell at the end of their 4 years. Um, they are determinants of
It's
the
on the
Is
future.
this another of your theory?
It's another of my theory,
It sounds like it too. Because I think person we talk say Lazarus, they do it. And if he did,
they build up backup for their data. So by the end of 4 years, when they start telling you we raised the number of people that have used in-era, and you're like, wow, that's nice.
We don't hear that in era. I don't think we have spoken about it on podcast, but let's
We've
just
not talked about the in-era stuff. I
let's
think
leave
you are the one
that.
that has
Let's leave that. I think I've entered enough trouble with what I've shared.
oh god.
in Naira. You get me?
Before the ban podcast in Nigeria, now.
They know if we ban our own shit now.
Yeah, no.
Hey, they want to. Now, so I see like the president's son. I saw a video of like the president's President Tinubu. I don't know where they went to, Sha, but like his two sons were before the minister, like of the Nigerian Minister of Finance, or which minister was like his two biological sons were put before a Nigerian minister. That's crazy, bro. Like that's actually crazy. I can't lie.
That's presidential.
It's
Oh man.
the artificial sons. Oh my god. That's two biological sons. If you ban podcast, I believe we the banter now governments and financial institutions now really banter. The banter without human beings. That's even worse.
No, but like
Take
they
us
should
to
just. Guys, these things are basic now. It's not that. I mean, like it's complicated in the sense that like you have to put the systems in place. But it's like for me, like I'm a bit pissed off because out of everything, I don't like to joke with data because people really, especially when you are in quote like a recognized institution, because people actually depend on your data to do many things. Like people are literally like putting their resources, hard-earned money that they have, based on the stats that you're delivering to them. So we have to be as credible as possible when we're doing that. Like, we just have to have a sense of responsibility. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm doing my job, but it's like, oh, I'm doing this job that informs X amount of people, not just in my country, but internationally. And so, therefore, if I give them like data that is not the truth, right? I'm potentially leading a lot of people astray. Like, that's how I'm viewing it. So maybe that's why, like, I'm a bit more.
Do you think why there is a lot? Do you think that's why there's still a lot of fintechs in this country? Because many of them are looking at the data that says, we've not scratched the surface of financial inclusion in Nigeria. Could be. Like, I'm honestly speaking, like, could be, maybe that's why they keep coming up with different card payments, save your money, transfer your money, that kind of thing. And we can't tell for sure. You know, as most people, if you talk to a fintech person, they will always be like, "Oh, I don't think we've scratched the surface of fintech. There's still potential that we've not met yet." Um, they could all be looking at this data, probably.
They definitely do know as a fintech, like
This also points to the fact that there's a lot of work to do in the fraud industry in Nigeria. First of all, both
fraud
things as a secretary
industry.
person.
Hey,
Yes, it's
they're
an
going.
industry.
Head of don't cook. Head
It's
of
an
don't
Egorp,
industry.
cook.
you be G-boy somewhere. Tell us now.
No, it's an
As you know, work
industry.
for that we you won't convert.
Egorp will create ecosystem out of fraud. Oh. They could still have
See,
niche products,
yeah,
stealing visa card for 19-year-olds.
Fraud
Yeah,
podcasting.
one template. So do you want credit card or do you want POS
no,
template?
no. For free. I'll give you the Notion documents. And sign up today, get your access tomorrow.
Ah,
ASAP.
come
When
to
you
our
set up,
webinar, guys.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you get one. You pay 1,000 naira. Then there's no webinar. That's how you know you joined the scam. But yeah, like I think there's a lot of things to do in the fraud industry. Up Nepal again, in the sense that you could probably start providing solutions to this. First of all, if you can provide solutions to how the data in Nigeria is being like collected and scrutinized, I think you may find this hard. Like I think that's what stairs are trying to do, because now that they're a privately held company, that also questions a lot, because they're a privately held company. You can easily buy one or two things. You can, if I don't know, but if you can pay the CEO to manipulate something, who knows? But then again, that also
I don't.
boosts.
Let me just interrupt you there. I don't think like I think Stairs is a very reputable company. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah, I do.
I don't think private-based companies like that will actually manipulate that kind of data. I like there's a lot of work that those guys do.
Yeah,
Um, and there's a lot of contributions, right? Like when I see people working hard and actually contributing for like a good cause, like let's call them out. I think Stairs is one of those companies that are doing that. So don't do
yes.
that. Don't do that.
It says this guy they put position now positional play they make here, but no wahala.
It's be
Says
positional play. Wait till that, I
yeah, I'm just saying.
Hey, God, oh.
Stairs is a good company. Like the work they are doing is something that there are very few people that have the liberty to do that, in terms of the funds, and then the people who believe in that concept to do that thing. So yes, they are doing a good job, and I think they are on the forefront of solving this data problem for us. Um, but it's a privately held company. As every privately held company, you have a thing where you can probably maybe want to doubt that, hey, you can buy them in a certain way. But yeah, or you can put them in a position that allows them to behave a certain way. Except like the CEO is a reputable person that does not move, does not give a shit about anything. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing down the line. I think there's also opportunity there for competition for other people, or guys like us who are simply listening, can come up with your own startup that solves this data problem. The first thing I want to tell you is you need money and you need people to solve this problem. So you need funds. No, you can't bootstrap this shit. You need funds. You
It
can't bootstrap.
depends. It depends the skill
Clear.
actually. Like I think like even data cleaning in Nigeria is an actual business. So like if you actually go to I don't know, just go to like MBS e-library. or like the annual reports for certain banks. There's a lot of like mad stuff you can start building, like model. Like you can start building models based on data that is already available. I mean, first of all, you have to clean it. You have to remove the noise out of it and just look for what you're looking for. But you can like, bro, I think you can bootstrap your way into finding those funds.
Well, let's wait for Prince to graduate. Oh, or at least get to
Please,
internship.
they look at BlackRock. You think say Nigeria? Prince doesn't have
No,
his eye.
now. No. I like you can use Nigerian data for experiments now. Like I mean, like that is the most
Ha,
difficult data
Prince
to
go sell
access.
us to BlackRock and they tell you this guy, the money.
See, Prince is going to
More
work with
on this
good data.
podcast
Eh?
because you put in places that they cannot arrest you. We need more. Why I just be quiet? I know they talk.
Yeah.
Now what make
No.
me to
See, this is the thing.
when I
This is the thing.
listen to this call?
This thing that will happen. Prince is in a place where they will give him time. Once he start working for BlackRock, JP Morgan, and all these guys, they'll give him time. They'll give him data that is not too difficult to understand. They won't give him data where there are higher cases of fraud, but they'll lower the number every single year. That kind of shit won't happen. you know. So if he's studying and trying to clean Nigerian
Prince,
data,
the inverse correlation of the data of your country, isn't it magnificent?
exactly now, like if Prince is building a model like for us to be able to understand or clean Nigerian data, I think that will challenge him more. He will sleep less, I guess. But yeah, I think that's something we can do in the future. To be honest, when time is right, to just build a model around that and see how we can make it work. Sell the model to stairs. I hope that JP Morgan or BlackRock has not bought stairs before then. But yeah.
If Prince sleeps less, you go turn omnipresent too.
Hmm.
Be
I
everywhere.
sleep.
You sleep what?
No, I know you more.
I say if you
See,
sleep less than what you're already doing now, like you could just turn omnipresent. You can get one attribute of God for your side like this.
Because I don't already did lower bound and I see
yeah.
they go. I see they go gym today. Mad.
Wow, that's a lot of determination there.
Na hunger the motivator, no the.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Passa pra não ficar.
So for today, Musa. Today we concluded that whatever you read on that report is most likely bullshit. Because
Those are NTIC, by the way. Those are Prince
NDI
words,
they are moving
not my
goalposts.
words.
No, that's why I said most likely. Now, don't add the disclaimer. We'll just say everything is satire in this podcast. Agent, they're doing it.
We go to Adeola Fayehun.
Yeah. So for context, we may or may not have, said anything really important here. And also we may or may not have investment in the companies or companies we have mentioned here. So please do not take this as financial and economic advice. Kindly. Thank you.
Yeah, he said it on
Also,
the
not,
mic.
This might be
Also
nothing. I'm absolutely saying nothing.
Exactly.
mind you, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only.
We're just
I
four
am
dudes.
not-
Yeah.
I'm
So we're just four dudes.
actually-
We're just four dudes saying things that we think are interesting and for you to
Thank
listen to.
Thank you.
We're four sunshines.
You said?
We're four sunshines,
Which other
Software
thing?
engineers.
software engineers. Yeah. So I think overall, just I think those are basically interesting things that's happened this week. Aside that, we don't know Nigeria. Everything, something happens every week. Something new
Besides
happens.
that, I'm looking for a country in Europe.
To visit. Shago is going for a trip, guys.
Nice. That's true. Chego, you don't talk about it. Are you allowed to talk about it now? Or you wait?
Baba, I get NDU. Me they no go home me.
Okay.
I beg,
Please,
no, I'm not talking about the business, Sha. I'm not talking about the business, but then there's a trip somewhere and one guy can go. Is it me? I don't know.
There's a
Am I
hypothetical
spending a dime?
hypothetical trip.
Imagine
And
a
this
guy
trip,
that drinks Gary flying business class as world class.
yeah, and this trip does not involve or any injection of anything. It's actual trip. I'm talking about like flying actual. So we're not making a
Story
joke about it.
behind it is in-house, you get me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
For
many
context,
guys,
listen to the next episode. Yeah,
many guys they go trip depends what you take. Some na LSD.
yeah.
So
Some
guys,
are
they carry
mushrooms. Yeah.
Money does the trip sometimes, you know.
Yeah. All in all, money sponsors all the kind of trips you can think of. So
Ah, I go. Okay.
yes, now.
except maybe
Yeah.
on a bicycle on top staircase.
Well, that trip will take you to the hospital.
Hey.
That was not
Nani go
sponsored,
sponsor the treatment.
sponsored by foolishness.
Yeah, sponsored by foolishness. I know. Yeah, there was
Copyright.
no reason.
Copyright.
There was no reason for me to come down the stairs with the bicycle, except I just wanted to
Are you
just
just knowing? I don't understand.
I could just I could have just
Guy
come down.
discovering after months.
After you
I could
just
have
stitch your leg, you dey see there's no reason.
I would have just come down, hold the bicycle, and
Wait,
come down, and then
I have
continue.
a question. Abeg. When you went to the hospital and they said what happened,
Yeah, it
Abeg, how
feels like
they slap
it feels like the hospital guys every 3 days they format their brain and they ask me the same question again
they
because I
want to
go
hear
and
it again.
To help you renew your foolishness.
Like
To
they don't
remind
believe him.
do you
They
get?
don't believe the story.
Hey, how are you, David? They remember my
They
name.
wonder how adults go do that kind of thing.
I swear. But they don't remember the incident. They remember my name. They remember to ask me to pay, but they don't remember the incident.
Abe,
They'll be like,
Egorp, let's replay this. Ah, Egorp, nice to see you again. How are you doing?
yeah,
So what happened again?
I'm fine. Yeah, thank you very much, ma. So what happened? Just like I told you last time, I was trying to come down a staircase, but I was on bicycle.
Sad.
And then
Abeg,
they asked me, is it?
do they stay professional?
Did they what? Did they what?
They used to stay professional, like keep a very straight face or that.
Yes, their face is always straight. Like they don't laugh. Not it's always like they're hearing it for the first time.
While
And
like
they like
these guys, they ask you for break time.
Yeah, do you get?
And
So,
they even place people come during their shift self. So all of them they wait for their turn to see you.
it's always crazy.
Maybe not
Today they
talking
did
points.
something new.
Not talking points for
Exactly.
launching.
When I leave today, they did something new. They asked me about my hair because I don't comb my hair. I just pour water on it or use towel and then move out. I look like a madman, literally. So when I go, they
It's the
don't
thing
like.
that you're just discovering for me today. Like,
like you say fast. Mama said
Uh,
it like his name.
you see, I don't always pay attention to those things, But today,
O'Shea, Einstein, let's go.
you get, you
That
get
irrelevant, eh? Irrelevant
Exactly.
stuff.
Bobby don't cause for Ife. Maybe not like.
Chat.
Context.
Yeah. So this woman today just asked me, you were speaking Yoruba, why is your hair like this? I'm like, I don't know, to be honest. Like I can't answer the question. I
You
just
would have told them, software engineer, let's leave the song, please. Have you seen two sunshine today?
Let's move away from the sun.
married woman will pour spirit for my eye like this. Oh my god. OU clinic is very funny. You go and they want to treat you and you have to go and buy hand glove separate. When they want to open your injury, like they will put on hand gloves and then they will like start treating you. You have to go and buy the hand glove they will use and treat you
I don't
separate.
understand. Are you shocked? Police won't carry you go jail. You go pay the phone now before you go.
You also buy their lab coat, Abi.
Guy, no, like it's surprising. You go there and they'll tell you are sick, you are bleeding, and they tell you go and pay 1.5 before they answer your emergency before you die. Like I was bleeding the first day, like my eyes were already getting down. I had stopped the bleeding, but it was still coming out. I was like, I'm feeling dizzy. I need you to help me stop this bleeding, and I will go and pee. Keep my phone or something, hold something. And they were like, go to that corner there. I see all I said, they didn't hear, like, go to that corner there. When you turn, you see that woman, tell her to pay. So I just walked there and I paid. And then, I came back and they were like, okay, now write your name now, wait. What am I waiting for? I'm
What
literally
the
about to
fuck?
die. You get like, and they were like, wait. I stood up and I was just apparent. And then one nurse now came. She was like, what happened? I just opened my leg for her. I was like, and she's like, Jesus, follow me. And she followed, and I followed her, and we went to kind of like push spirit to stop the bleeding for a while, you know. And at the end of the day,
You sure me say you mara for that thing?
no, no, no,
No, they lie, Joe.
no, no,
On
no,
this
I
was
don't
that
do that.
battery.
No. I had to pay 2.5 because they were like, okay, they want to sew my leg. I paid 2.5. Do you know what they use the 2.5 to do? They went to go and buy hand glove, went to go and buy the stitching thread, and came back to use it to sew my leg. And I was like, I could have done this at home. But yeah, that's how they
See, when I
that's how
say
they
you're a
roll there.
productive experimentalist, saying that you want to sew yourself at home.
Like,
Yes, now,
you get
This guy, like,
guys,
you just give
the
more
like
spirit,
arguments, bro. Like, you
fun.
the
You want also
spirit you need. Yes, now, like
You
it they
want
happen for
you
film
want me to
now.
amputate your leg, Abby?
when tetanus just ambush
say
you.
they
They happen for film. Um, anyway, guys,
You
I
want to
think
try anything?
is that the
Omo,
pod? Do we have other interesting stuff, or is that the pod?
there's one guy for FA. They don't ever inject now for FA, like FA clinic, malaria.
Yes, now.
But there's some kind nurses with
Happening.
their hand, bro. You know if you sit down when they inject you.
Something came to my head there when
Mommy
you said
nurse.
hand.
When I remember mommy nurse.
Yes, now.
the first job was just to make para.
Why are the guys always brutal? Like why?
You fit chest marshal K, no chest mommy nurse injection.
The head nurses everywhere are always brutal. Why? I don't know why. We've seen a lot of patients that they don't give a shit anymore.
Wow. I just wonder why. I
The
just
pay
wonder
no
why.
they correlate now.
No, maybe now why?
Imagine you are the head nurse and they are paying you 50K.
Now why they go they sell you drugs? During this my leg this thing. I enter one clinic, made the woman clean my leg. Our clinic no dey far from my house. Make she clean, make like dress the wound for me now. Omo, this woman start dey mention some kind drug, say make I buy this one, buy that one. I say, madam, wetin you dey send me all this one for? She say, so it will help you heal faster. Make I
You
pay
know what
one
me she
five.
chop content.
She say make I buy one drug like that. So I come pay her for the drug. She can't open am. Before she use am, she can't open the manual. Come dey show me say, see how they talk am for the manual. Say make she read am first. She dey come. I'm like, eh? You won't send me drug. You dey read the instruction before you use them. Why you
Ah,
can't put the drug for me?
beware drug abuse.
Guy, tell me say I feel pour am for my injury. I feel drink am. I feel use and wash my
I
mouth
don't
with the
understand. You
tip.
feel
Like
pour am or you feel drink am.
yes, like
Pomo. Shego,
guy,
you don't see multi-purpose drug before.
I'm
I
not
never
see.
hear that one. You
I'm
go
not
pour
even
am for
joking,
injury,
guy.
drink out.
Ah,
I'm not joking. He say if I get sore from my mouth, say I feel put out from my mouth, do choco 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 choco. It go help me heal the sore. If I like this my injury now.
and
When you do
you
jog,
still drink am. You feel drink am still.
Hey Chris, guys, since that day I no go back. She treat me that day. I no because of her, I dey intentionally go campus, which is far from my house, because I no fit afford guy. Me she can't do something, they can't cut my leg. Nah,
Hmm. Nah.
guys. First of all, like I
you
don't know
can't
how
fit
it's.
drive bicycle on stairs again.
Yeah, that's not even the hard part. How do you have sex with one leg? Like I don't know.
Look at this virgin talking.
Yeah.
Look at this virgin. Like, what do you know about that? I mean,
Let's not go there. This is the
guy,
podcast. This
I'm
podcast.
just wondering, like, the
Let's keep this
farmers.
podcast with sanity.
Yeah,
Good.
like I'm just wondering, like the pharmacist woman, the pharmacist woman now, just like how guys they call to bar. How does you don't collect a certificate like this one time?
You don't trap.
they
You
don't
don't
call,
start.
they don't what do they call that thing for nurses self? So that
You don't
induction ability.
call to hospital.
Pharmacy.
clinic.
Now you know. Now why should they read manual for you now? Call to hospital. Call.
They give you the pharmacies where they match your IQ.
Yeah, you the mad guy. You the fucking mad. Most of the pharmacists, most of the people where they sell drugs, now people where go school study nursing, come out when they sell drugs. Most of the people where they do pharmacy
Is
for
that
this
not
country,
illegal? Like a pharmacist
that
is
is
supposed to be the one.
they are man, this is illegal, bro.
Waiting the illegal for this part of the world.
I
They
did
think there
complain
is
about data.
Yeah.
The real
exactly 58,000
Chief
people.
of staff
Three
no
days
be
count,
former paramilitary personnel.
you get. So all this is they make them up, guy. They did their office. They tell you the percentage of unemployment is more just one number. They add percentage for the back.
Person wey go school
Abubakar,
don't they
how,
give you data.
I said, oh my god.
Abubakar, what do you think the unemployment is? Sir, 20. No,
We oh my god. That's probably what they said. 20
I
percent.
can make that joke because I'm Ariwa, so you can't come for me. Don't worry. I mean, no, don't
Your
worry.
clan, Boko Haram don't wipe out half of your clan.
Are you mad?
Boko Haram is actually no education, Abi Musa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it makes sense
Haram
as
is
to
sin.
why.
I don't actually know what. Like I know it's
You
like
don't know?
no Western education is like what the meaning is, but I don't know like the
You're not,
actual.
not
If
them are
that's the
your
meaning,
external
it makes
siblings.
sense why that blue tick guy made that tweet.
Fucking hell. Oh my god. It was cool. It was cool. So to spice things up, people who listen, check the link in the description, subscribe to what's podcast, and Musa, do you always drop the link?
Yeah.
Please anticipate.
So
That's a quick
you know they
question.
even listen.
He drops the link now. He doesn't listen.
Yeah, I make the
You know
podcast.
I don't catch
What,
you. I
what
don't
am I
catch you.
doing?
You
Like,
want me
I
others
make
listen, but you don't want to listen.
I make the podcast. So I just go back and listen to myself. That's like, I don't know how to
You
put
don't
it.
it. I listen to it all the time.
No. I'm
I
making
listen
it.
to it again, like because it's like it's
Leave
actually a
him,
good
leave him.
conversation. I actually
If I
like
did not listen to it, why would I tell you that my voice is always low?
I don't know.
Egorp,
Like
and Egorp listens to like 3 podcasts
Egorp,
every day, but our own.
because
telling
I'm
you.
making this shit, like I'm making this one. It's like you're
Why do
making
you
some
read what podcasting newsletter? Don't you make it?
Exactly.
I read it. I
And
read
you
it
don't
because
No, like why do you
well,
read it?
because
I
like
see
I
your
read
laptop.
it in my
Don't hear your laptop once again. You don't
no,
hear
I
it
don't
again.
think I don't think I don't think that shit. Yeah. So I listen
Yeah,
to it.
that's the guy. That's why I was like funny. I don't feel like.
I listen to it because I read it again because I want to make sure that it's at least the jokes are landing or the jokes are pretending to be landing. And there's one thing I'll say is whenever I say this, it's always funny. Is I write on this newsletter. At least they always laugh. So I write this newsletter where sometimes it's funny, sometimes I pretend it's funny, and they all go like all the time, all the fucking time. Whenever I use that before when I was talking to my sister, in the house. Musa, you won't sleep.
I'm just waiting for the joke.
There is no joke.
Yeah.
Just tell you the story. Uh, piece
Oh
of
my
shit.
god.
Um, well, that's the pod, ladies and gentlemen. Check the link in the description to
No,
subscribe to
no. We
us.
must hear the joke. We must hear it.
There's no
I
joke.
beg. Like I actually, like I was actually listening to you. Like okay.
There's no joke. Like the thing is, I did an experiment and I just kept it in my head. I went to my sister's house and then a guy came in. I think it was a friend or something. And we're talking and I was like, hey, I introduced myself. My name is David. I'm a product designer and I have a podcast. Sometimes I'm funny.
I
Sometimes I
thought you were a
pretend
software
like I'm funny.
engineer.
That
It
was
did change.
this was before.
No,
Son no
This was
fit
before.
that day.
now when they find babes.
Mhm.
Now when they talk
This
to
one was
babes about podcasting.
exactly someone before, someone before. So I was like, sometimes sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I pretend like I'm funny, and everybody started laughing. I was like, okay, cool. I legit wrote it down, right? So
What?
I go back and I look at my lines and I bring them out. Like this particular one, I used it today and it worked. And like, hi, my name is David. So the newsletter sometimes is funny, sometimes I pretend like it's funny, and they will just chuckle small. I'm like, that's good, that's good, that's good.
We go
Have
to
you ever heard
audit.
of encouragement
Please,
laughter?
our subscribers should tell us how they laughed, whether they did.
Motherfuckers. This is how they laugh. Yeah.
Egorp, no fear. Every time we light another one, that people like, come here, let's audit the joke, and then
Come here first.
we go audit that
Uh,
one. Make you no go embarrass yourself past 3 people.
uh, yeah. I think what else came out in tech industry that we could talk about today? Nothing else. I think in Nigeria space we've done our
Who they
best.
climb Achaba
Who is Achaba?
bike?
Oh no, I
No,
don't
no.
left my house. I want to start going to gym, so it's the sound from cars.
Gym bro,
Okay.
gym bro. I said, bro, if you open the OnlyFans, you go blow. You go blow. Imagine what guy we get OnlyFans. Na niche product be that too. Na niche product.
Break in the sheets and in the sheets.
Hey,
Pick up
hey,
the soap.
hey.
Pick up the soup, nigga.
Yeah.
The difference is that in different cells,
Mm,
you don't understand that. No, don't do as if you understand that. You don't get that.
I don't laugh too much, you know.
yeah. So I think what
My
else came out in
timetable
tech industry?
tomorrow, no nice.
What happened? What came out in the tech industry again? You guys area that we could talk about, like maybe in your field or something. We talked about Binance already. I think Binance was cool. It was not cool because there's a lot that's happening. A lot of Nigerians that use it to save USDT, convert into naira, and spend money. A lot of Web3 people use Binance to collect money, and all of that. So it's be a lot like it's a new process that will have to be invented on how they use it. I think Roku still works, so many people are going to switch to using Roku for their P2P exchange now. That's what somebody told me recently. So
I've
Did
been
you
talking
just
to
say Heroku?
Roku.
Okay.
I've been talking to
Yeah.
Olayinka and Boro, and they been hear me say like,
I always hear some names. Damn.
eh?
Like
Whose
names that
names
you
are
never hear for a while. Bro.
Bro, my contact list is I get like,
are you being network now?
back to
MTN.
back
Get passive for asset.
Yeah,
to
go on.
yeah. I suppose and they're like it no really affects like that. Like obviously it affects like in the sense of like in Naira, like just if you use Naira, but like when it comes to the actual functions, it no really affects. But for me,
Yeah.
I'm just like scared because I mean FTX is a perfect case study that like non-secure platforms can just blow. Like they can just blow. Well,
Well, I think we have to give it time. Let's see how it played out. Since the announcement of Naira Kini, Bitcoin went down. We don't know why. Some people are speculating that it could be that since they announced the Naira, many people, maybe like Nigerians, converted their money away from USDT back to Naira. That's why
Hell
Bitcoin
no.
went down. Hell
Hell
no,
no.
but like I'm not saying like the Nigerians using like in Binance and in and in this thing, the whole Bitcoin space is a significant number. Like to be honest, Nigeria has a significant
You
Nigeria
know,
influence.
has
many
weight.
of those people are not informed. Everybody's just giving you their own opinion.
Thank
They are not
you.
actually informed.
If
The
you want to
person
talk
will
about
just dey give you
Bitcoin,
number.
can you people hear me well? Because I'm
We can
taking
hear
your
you.
connection outside. Yeah, if you want to talk about Bitcoin price, you cannot forget the Bitcoin ETF that came out this year. Is it with Vanguard and BlackRock? So they released Bitcoin ETF, basically
BlackRock
ETF.
are going to rig that ETF. God.
It has already been rigged because ETF coming out, like, fun fact, last year, I was thinking about safe investment. And I will tell you, it was an original idea. I thought about Bitcoin ETF when drinking beer, me and my roommate. And it was so fucking brilliant. Then we can Google about it. Is there something like that? Can we make something like that? And we saw, Vanguard and BlackRock are going to announce it early 2024. And I thought it was an original idea. So everyone was so hyped. Everyone bought into it. because ETF is like they are trying to make an asset class, so it should be more stable than one coin. You feel me? But when it came out, Bitcoin dropped like mad that same period. What does that tell you? That means before the ETF came out, these people they've already pumped in from illegal accounts to clean money. You get that way when it comes out, you know everybody's going to buy Bitcoin because such big organizations are going to handle Bitcoin. Then immediately it comes out, they just sell and then it shoots down. That's how they make their money inside that trading. So, and if you look at the charts, we can bring up the charts, but I'm working on the road right now, of countries that actually bought the ETF. Nigeria, there's no even color on the heat map of West Africa. Not even one heat map.
But
I
it's
don't
about
visit
access
Nigeria,
now.
look at it.
It's
You
about
said?
access. Like so a
Yes,
lot of
another
securities. Nigerians cannot access a lot of securities. If not like for
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
So if we cannot access it, we cannot influence Binance. Cannot influence the price of Bitcoin because ETFs are always influencing everything this year. If it drops, it means somebody's making money in BlackRock. It's as simple as that. So they're going to hype the thing, hype the benefits. Everybody jump on top the train. But the difference is that the big boys have already bought at a way earlier price before they release it to the public. Then when everybody hop on top, they collect their profits, they wait again. Hype will climb up. G-boys will be excited, drop it again. Now they can directly influence crypto markets. So now the question, is crypto really, what's the word that they used to sell to us earlier? Is crypto really decentralized when the same motherfuckers that own most of the states? Remember, this is all comedy.
Exactly.
Now comedy, now joke at the crack. When the same
all for
niggas
laugh.
that control
Egorp, hit that
everything.
laugh button. Hit that laugh button. Hit that laugh button.
Woo! This is all comedy. Anyway, so if the same MFs that are taking care of everything, they are the ones that are now controlling the demand on Bitcoin, what does that say? That's the next question. If the thing drops, it's no more by demand and supply. It is by one nigga. That is it.
I think
So if
that's been a question. Like, I think
yeah.
But Prince, like Bitcoin price. Sorry, Egorp. Like Bitcoin price. I remember, like I think it was December or January. I was looking at Bitcoin prices. Like it was like 37. No, like it was 28K. I think, like in January, December. I was like, oh, it's quite high. Like compared to relative to like the past now. Should I buy? Should I not buy? So I've been expecting it to crash. Guy, since me waiting for Bitcoin to actually crash so that I'll buy, like this bastard has been increasing to like 50K.
now it's going to crash below your threshold
No, it's definitely going to crash. Like I think it's going to crash like in some coming months, max like 4 months, in my opinion. It's going to crash, and then we'll go buy, because like when we buy, like BlackRock go come create something else out of it. Oh, now see, I don't know. Like it's supposed, it's sad that it's getting rigged. Like because the whole concept and philosophy of it, it's supposed to be like a replacement for money. But now it's just like a stock. It's just like a stock.
The thing, you see, the thing is that it has always been in question, right? Like it's the people who have more access. They say it's controlled by the people, so majority, right? Now, the thing about majority rule is when you have people which have like a lot of money and own these networks, or they have like major say in these networks, they can basically be the majority if they want to. You get, like, people. There was a time where there was a Solana case that the Solana company itself have more people, that more individuals in the network that that are incorporated with Solana than the whole general public. So Solana has like 51% of people. Like the general public is like the remaining 49. Basically, Solana controls the network. So they indirectly are saying, "Oh, this is what we want to do. This is what's going to happen." But you thinking it's decentralized and you are just a minority, it's just fluke. Is just a play in the whole game. I think it's still going to keep happening like that. As long as
but
that
that's
system exists.
Solana.
That's just Solana. That's a Solana network, but still, like I think this is where we need Yinka. Maybe one of these days we'll call Yinka as a guest to come and like give us more context on shit like this.
Yinka, they actually listen to us on Regs, so you need to send me comments.
Yeah, he fucks with podcast a lot. So
Yinka, he actually told me like there's a point that like I gave money to Yinka and the coin that he actually kept was Solana. And then like I collected the coin back like later on. So like Yinka actually told me about Solana. That was the first time I heard about Solana. I think like 2 years ago. I was just like, bro, like I want to invest in like an underrated coin. And I was like, yeah, try Solana. And he actually grew. Not as much as Bitcoin, sure, but
Bill Musa
I think
tomorrow. Bill Musa tonight. Bill Musa next tomorrow. Just beat him.
What? Someone has so much money. You rather risk it.
let's have Inka next week come and talk to us about the stack money. So it'd be nice to have him
Okay.
come around talk to us about Stacknet.
Closing
be honest.
point. Bill Musa.
Yeah.
His number is in
I
the
beg you,
description.
guy, I beg you,
Add audio.
I
Add
beg
audio.
you, I beg you.
Egorp, this is
Buying
your boss
Bitcoin.
voice talk.
Because I buy Solana, no, I fit buy $5. Maybe say I beg you.
Bill Musa. Ude.
$5 na 8K. Killer.
Yeah, Bill Musa, he's gonna buy you wig and a handbag.
If you want buy wig and handbag, Bill
You
Musa.
wanna buy wig and handbag shit, Zara, that kind of shit,
Oh Jesus! Isn't this the
I
best
think the
podcast you've ever
title.
listened?
I think the title of this episode should just be Musa.
Bill Musa.
Nobody
Anybody that their
no
name,
be me go put the title. I beg.
anybody that their name is Musa in this economy, build them. Yeah, they are the rich folks. They wait for Bitcoin to fall to buy.
Nah,
I mean, they have
laugh
the
so,
money.
nah, just for laughs so. Nah, joke. Entertainment.
You don't apply at all.
Oh my God.
Entertainment too.
We don't give you applied information here.
No.
Oh my God. I think interesting shits are happening in the tech space. Next week we're going to have more interesting topic. Maybe outside finance a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to have Yinka talk to us about this Stacknet stuff.
Send the guy a message. No, don't forget. Send the guy a message. Me and talk. I
Yeah.
think like him and Boro.
Okay.
You remind me to talk to Boro. I think it would be good like having two of them.
Okay. Yeah, Yinka is my guy, right? So I will disturb him. He will come. I think he will have the time. So yeah. So with that being said, ladies
Careful
and
the words
gentlemen,
you string together, my G.
I think let's like today's podcast. Let's end it with aside Spring, you're not allowed to answer. But you guys should guess. Okay, you guys will actually Google this. I don't trust you. But guy, BlackRock's asset under management is 10 trillion, bro. That's like 10 apples.
10 trillion.
That's 10
$10 trillion.
Nvidias. 10 Nvidias, bro, is BlackRock.
three Elon Musk.
3 Elon Musk.
1 BlackRock.
And then really get the Abido shaker.
I say
Let me explain it. The Saudi royal family, they are worth about 3.2 trillion last I checked. That is 3 Saudi families. Think about that. Ponder on these things and tell me why I'm not going to apply there.
Right there. Selah.
You don't even need 1% to be all right.
Yeah, you don't need to work there for a year. You just need
Like
to get
yesterday,
hired.
I think yesterday I was talking with Egorp and we were analyzing Elon Musk's wealth. If he had like 270 billion, I asked him whether you guys say he has things he will use the money to do. I asked him, he'll start listing. Baba said he go build school. But guys, school still
Baba.
dey inside the 270.8 whatever.
Yes,
You never use
yes.
270.
Yes,
You don't use only
Africa.
0.8. So
Which one
continue.
is 0.8? Guy, even if you build Harvard is not up to 1 billion, my guy. No, be only,
Guy.
you know 1 billion is. You know 1 billion
know waiting to use the money do.
I will
I
start
say,
a school. I'll start a science school in Nigeria.
There's
Trust
so in New York, there's actually a billionaire that died.
That
Did you guys hear it?
donated. I've heard
Yeah,
that news.
donated 1 billion
billion.
to the Albert
Guy.
Einstein School of Medicine or something like that.
And the school fees became
It's
free.
free.
But in
free for like
actuality-
next 3 years. Free for
In
like the next 3 years.
perpetuality.
No,
Bro,
they
in
say forever.
perpetuality.
According to them, forever. I read the news.
Are you sure?
Yes, they
No,
said
like,
free in perpetuality.
forever.
Now
That's
to apply for
money.
medical school now. Why are we not applying for medical school?
Guys, New York University
Medicine
now,
don't hard.
NYU.
Yeah, acceptance
NYU,
rate for that school go drop, maybe like 20% before it go drop to like 3% now.
I'm telling you, because applications go high, like mad, guy.
Guy,
People
when
already
the school
did
receives 1 billion, what do you think the school will do with the 1 billion when it comes? They'll just carry it and put it in a private equity firm. They'll give them 18 to 20% returns every year. The owner of the school don't retire with that.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
have
18%
it's
return
NYU
on $1
now.
billion is.
NYU
They
is
have
owned by the
what?
government. NYU is owned by the government. It's New York State University. It'll be New York University.
No Allah.
It's owned by the state.
I
No
don't.
Allah. No, then hear yourself.
Mm.
When people go on go conference, they go vacation, call and conference.
Omo.
And they will just go sit down for boardroom. Go vacation, go one boardroom. with
1 billion dollar na the Abido shaker.
Now the Abido Shaker. I say Abido Shaker. Yeah,
He wiped tuition fee come out. Doings.
that's crazy.
Egorp, you dey see doings of $1 billion.
I'm telling
Now
you.
you say you want to use 270 something billion build school.
Yeah.
I don't know the
No,
land where you want to use it.
To be honest, like I think like I'm just having money just gives you access to a lot of things. There's some things that in Nigeria that you think 1 billionaire can actually do this, and I can't tell why they have not done it. You know, I'm not in their shoes, but if I get to that point, I definitely like the school is going to change a lot of
When you
things.
get there, you have the answer.
Maybe,
What?
maybe you know.
To get $1 million, let us assume that you're collecting $100 per subscriber. How many people you want to talk to on that trip? Let us assume. There you go.
Wait.
I
I
said
don't.
that I'm trying to
Schedule this
calculate
math.
like from podcasting to get $1 million in perspective. Let's assume it's $10 per subscriber per month.
Yeah.
How many
That's
people
how
do you need to
many
talk to on that trip? Do you need to talk to on that trip?
Shego, what's the mass? Shego is my mass
Shego,
guy.
Shego, Shego, the analyst.
Shego na my mass guy. They always do the mass well.
They externalize the brain to Shego.
Mama, for this kind of mass or more.
Egorp just give it to you.
If you want, guy, it means that you will need to charge $10 per month.
Yes,
$10 a
$1
month.
million.
How long will it take you to reach $1 million?
$1 million.
If you fit talk to 100,000 people, we go pay monthly. You don't do now.
100,000.
If you get network for 100,000, it's a waste of time to actually require that money. Like you know 100,000 people and at $10 a day. How about no?
No, now, like you are asking them about money. See, the pricing thing is asking them like especially when like a newsletter thing. The reason, at least the reason I have towards it is asking them for enough money that they can spend, but not too much that they consider it too much. You know, like if you ask them like, for a Nigerian, if you ask them to subscribe to your newsletter, which is 5,000, now that's enough money they can spend. Like it's too much for them to spend a month on a newsletter. If you ask them to give you 2,000 a month, now that is averagely be like in the range of I can spend 2,000 a month because Spotify is how much 900. Sometimes they spend more than that, especially in the tech space, right? So the idea behind the pricing is to charge them enough money that they consider it worth doing, and they don't look at it as too much money for that particular cause. So $10 is cheap amount of money you can charge them, like people in the US and UK and Europe that they would be willing to pay. After all, Spotify is
That will
$9.
be what?
They'll be willing to pay now. That's why if you check, if you check, like most of the subscription things that they want to charge small for $10.
I have Citadel. I have Santos Sanitorios. I have Ribado.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this podcast. This thing ends in 3 hours.
I have Sepre. I have Ramadi. I have Abido Shika. I have Ganduga Gandusa. I have Repase Pare. I have Palempos Pentelebo. I have Kabu Shakaba. I have
Bushkaba.
Indaboski Bahose. I have
I have never
powers.
touched those ones. Oh God.
I'm just surprised they're able to know all of them. That's what I'm surprised.
Bro, I
about.
go Twitter like this, find the paper.
They cheat. They cheat
They
live.
are very
I'm not a
dedicated.
fan like that.
Oh my God. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So
Ladies and
just
gentlemen.
before we close this episode, because it looks like these guys don't want to close this episode. You can
This guy, now this is not you that wants to be here, you lonely.
all of us are single. Shut up.
Aye.
So
Hey.
you can check the link in the description to subscribe to Builders. On
This
Builders
guy don't
Note,
cast us.
Bruh, like,
one of
why?
the guys, listen, chill. For people listening, I think one of the newsletter that's going out this week, Sunday, is on marketing and how to sell to people. We specifically start with the how ideas
Come,
don't
Egorp.
have.
Wait. You go start to pay money. Oh.
Yeah, you pay money for waiting. Something where now are they inside the podcast? You
Uh-huh.
decrease.
You don't do free
You
market.
are
I don't understand. You just do free
See,
market.
no. This podcast.
Guy, no. It's 25%.
This podcast is under.
This episode,
No.
everybody has 25% here. You can't just come and be selling products if like only
This
25%. No. Hey, wait. Egorp. Wait.
Alpha.
Now me be host.
Chego,
make
I
am
love
start
this
the podcast.
podcast, guy.
Wait, I don't mute the guy. Chill.
Decrease. Don't do that.
Make we decide now. Make Egorp they share the marketing thing or not. Show by raise of hands. Should Egorp market?
Yes, this is a place for us to.
Yes. I agree.
Yes. Thank you, please. Fuck you. Musa Obed.
Because I
Wait.
want my only
Okay.
fans to be podcasters here.
Okay, please. You say what?
Because when it's time to market my OnlyFans, I go like market them. No.
Good. Chego says yes as well. Musa Obed, you are the government here. Fuck you. Fuck the government.
I say yes too.
Okay, yeah, I don't fuck you anymore.
Musa they advocate for percentage.
So you get good. This podcast is under Watch Podcasting. So you get me like
So
as long as
I tell you, say if Egorp get mic, we don't enter.
Enough illegal.
We don't
I
enter.
think it's Egorp you should bill. He has enough MRR to buy your wigs.
and that's
As in
true.
Bill Egorp.
Bill Egorp.
Bill Egorp.
Builders Notes, we secured 2 paying subscribers this week on Builders Notes, which is good thing. One, because of one subscriber, we introduced an annual a quarterly plan, which is averagely 3,600 for a quarter to get access to the Builders Notes for a month.
Wait,
for like
calm down. Is it dropping performance reports after the advertisement?
No. I'm telling you.
You don't drop any reports. You advertise,
No.
Jesus drop any reports.
No.
He won't give you the correct data now before they will go talk say
Oh,
And the good thing is that we have founders, very interesting founders,
Please,
people who
you don't know. Say we did corporate meeting. They don't tell you.
no mind that. Egorp no say.
He they tell us his OKR, his key objectives. They spill out.
When they ask you how much you pay for tax, now when you go no say they said
allow now.
say this comedy.
No.
Oh God.
No.
Mr. Tayo Oyedele is coming for you.
gentlemen,
Egorp. You don't know.
this is
They're nearly done with that
They
committee.
go not-
Come for you.
They go play this 3 hours episode for court for Egorp.
This is
Now you talk say you make this amount last month.
we are entertaining. I'm entertaining people.
Entertaining people.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
People are laughing.
Oh, you just cast yourself. Your numbers are entertainment. God.
Chai.
Fuck you guys. Let's
We
end
need
this
a
thing,
proper
guys.
disclaimer.
I'm going to go and buy shawarma again today, to be honest. Like yesterday was I
I
enjoyed
called
the
this
shawarma.
guy. I had to call him to find out if the shawarma he ate put him in his comfort zone. Because
No.
11 don't they near Egorp never wake up. I got confirmed. Make fake life no go fool you.
I didn't go to shawarma,
We
guys.
say
To be honest.
Bill Egorp. Bill
Yeah,
Egorp.
Bill Egorp. Back to back chopping like
Egorp get employees who person will get intern.
Bill
Stop playing.
Egorp after Musa.
Musa, mute
Maximum
me
cash
again.
out.
Mute me again. Don't worry.
Why?
So it's not my fault.
Eh?
to defend myself.
No. I'm not going to.
Egorp get employees.
Egorp
Prince
Don't
get
with
do
his
that.
guys.
Egorp get Intel. Egorp na company, you don't play.
Meant
No,
to
don't.
be.
Don't
Move
The
to the
list
do
will
that.
sun.
be under
Just
the
move to the sun
description.
first.
Egorp will
Let's end this.
swipe you.
Let's end this podcast, please. Thank you.
Oh,
Before
you
we
don't like
end
the
it,
attention? You okay?
before
You
we
don't like it? You don't like
You
it?
know
Before
how
we-
many them yes CEO they chop shawarma.
You know, just avoid tax. Those are
uh,
profits and revenue.
no.
Baba,
The funny is that I don't
Baba, they use net sales for
I
shawarma.
don't spend my revenue. I don't touch my revenue. Like I don't like any revenue that comes into what's from what's podcasting or from like the newsletter. I've never spent it. It's just there.
Now the time
Yeah.
to end and be this, so the employees no go hear this part.
May they don't know say their salary
Oh.
is in threats.
No, I don't spend it. So they have like there's a runway for at least the next 3 months.
Okay,
which is
wrong
good.
way. Okay.
Yeah,
Bill Egorp. Egorp, they use one
Be
way.
like up.
Egorp
No
don't
deal.
take time, you know, take style top the list. Musa na second now.
Oh, yeah. Bill Egorp first. Then bring Musa
No,
after.
no.
Do you know
No.
the
Build
funny
two
thing, guys?
sunshine.
Now, Sabi the
Maybe
funny
me they
thing
go trip outside Africa. Maybe me they go trip outside Africa.
Bill
Uh,
Shago first. Bill Shago.
Ah. So Bill Egorp for the week, big Musa for the handbag. What's it go be Shago for?
For the trip.
For the trips to go buy the vegan
For the
handbag.
trips. For the trips. So Shago go pay for dispatch.
Exactly. And you can build Prince, or he could be your boyfriend. They go to gyms. So
You
after you
can be
don't
his
build all
passenger princess.
exactly.
Chai. If you bill me, the only time they give you now free 1 month subscription to Oliver.
Prince will go dance ballet. I've been a salsa.
Rich mountains.
Now rich man sport
That's
without to.
secret
yes,
information.
so
Secret
now who
information.
get money they
This
dance.
is all for entertainment purposes. All for entertainment purposes. There's nothing here that is real. It was my dream.
Yeah, it's all jokes. It's all jokes once it's not.
Yeah, it's all jokes, but be like up.
No go build Prince. Oh.
No triable.
Once you start the
don't
expense problem for you, now you go to tell me send the account number.
I better put my cash app in the bio. I beg. Sure,
Yo,
I don't cash.
get Venmo. You get Venmo, add your Venmo.
Baby
Yeah,
girl,
I'll go
where you
put everything
going?
for description. Thank you.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's the pod. Thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you very much. Don't forget to check the link in the description. Subscribe to What's Podcasting and check Builders Note if you're an entrepreneur and you want to get interesting ideas. Prince mentioned something on today's episode whereby he said he had an idea that felt original and then find out that it was not original. And on this next episode of the Builders Note, to talk about how ideas have people and people don't have ideas, showing that ideas had more people than Prince even initially, anticipated. So that's just one of those very, realistic things that we put out on the newsletter for you to go and check and learn. So check link in the description. If you can't subscribe, let me know. I'll get you started. I'll give you 2 months free if you're a listener of this podcast. Just let me know in the comment section, DM me on Twitter or on WhatsApp, and I'll give you 2 months free. So,
Yeah, you can see that Egorp has waited to do this his entire life. Like the guy is just
Guy.
I swear. God,
like person wey chop speech and prize. Like
see,
Egorp don't write speech since last week.
when it comes to pitching, Musa, you guys are not. We see when it comes to pitching, right? Like to me, it's effortless. I swear to God, I don't.
sorry,
I don't.
Bill Egorp, we dey tell
Now you
you.
go clap now. Now you go clap.
Bill
This
Egorp.
is not entertainment. All of you guys heard Egorp's speech. It was clearly not entertainment. So
When it
My-
comes
you
to
understand?
pitch,
The only person
I am
See that one
effortless.
I'm not arguing. When it comes to pitching, right? Like when it comes to talking about like the business or the shit I'm interested in, things I'm doing, right? It's effortless. Like it comes, it's natural. I don't know. I don't work.
Hey,
can't-
you hear him? You hear him?
I hear am.
You hear him?
So see you guys on the next episode. See you guys next week. For now.
Subscribe. So
No
I
be
can
anonymous. So by the way, I beg you, we are not anonymous. So no, they use that
remember.
voice.
Remember, the things we say on this podcast are purely for entertainment. We may or may not have stakes or ownership in the companies we've mentioned. So yeah. See you on the next episode. Bye.
Peace out, bros.